monthly video game club. I'm one of your hosts, Brian Swain.
And I am Eric Reiger.
And I'm Nolan and Eric. Brian, you jumped the gun there, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
Eric gave me a thumbs up.
Oh,
So I thought I said I couldn't hear the intros, and he gave me a thumbs up. So I thought that meant like go for it.
No, the music was still going. I thought you said you couldn't hear.
Should I start over? Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't. I had us muted.
Oh, so I should start over.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Take two.
Oh,
Go.
Take two. Hello and welcome to Video Game Rations, a monthly video game club. I'm one of your hosts, Brian Swain.
And I am Eric Reiger.
And I'm Nolan and Eric.
If you're unfamiliar with us, we're a couple of friends who get together every month and chat about what we are currently playing in the video game sphere. Nolan, thanks for not letting me get through the whole spiel before having me do another take. I appreciate that.
No problem, man.
Yeah.
We got to edit on the fly because I'm not editing it in the background anymore.
Yeah, that's okay. Who cares? Welcome back. We're live on Twitch every last Sunday of the month. The podcast drops sometime shortly after that. If you guys could share the podcast, leave us any reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and your podcast provider of choice, that'd be great. VideoGameRations.com. You can find the links to our socials. Our Discord has remained strong even while the VGR was on a brief hiatus, or sorry, a long hiatus. That was not brief. And our Gmail.
Oh man, I can't think the last time I checked the Gmail.
Yeah,
that baby's dusty.
Dusty and musty.
Every
That's
once
okay.
in a while, I accidentally log into it, and I'm like, "What am I looking at here?"
You're looking at all the Twitch ad stuff they send you.
Yeah.
Guys, how you doing? How's the weekend been? How was February? What's new? What's cracking?
Good. It's been busy.
Good.
Yeah.
Super. That atmospheric river poured through the Pacific Northwest over the weekend.
It was fun.
Quite wet.
Yeah. Yeah, it was dumping. But then it was nice and sunny this afternoon.
Yeah.
Not
we
bad.
went and saw that baby elephant at the zoo.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Very cute. Very wet.
Very cute. Did you see that thing came out like 200 pounds or something? It looks so small.
I didn't watch the video or anything.
I don't know if there was a video. I just saw like the zoo was like estimated that the weight was at 200 pounds.
Hey, that thing is cute and huge.
When was it born? I didn't even know there was a new elephant.
It was like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. New baby elephant. They left them alone to bond for a long time, and they just started trotting them out this week at some point. Yeah.
There's like a queue. You have to be in a queue when you get there.
Oh my!
Because they're only letting a certain amount of people see it at once.
Yeah, only a certain amount of people. They recommend you only be in there for 15 minutes, and then everyone has to be quiet. So everyone's going shh.
Yeah,
and then the elephant's like
I like that.
flopping
That's
around.
Nice. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
And like no other everyone was at the elephant thing. It was packed. Like no one was there to see anything else.
Oh yeah.
All the other animals are just neglected
too,
there,
isn't it? Like
Yeah.
I'm sure no one wants to be walking around in torrential downpour.
Yeah, there was like maybe like a couple other animals out. Polar bear was stoked doing his dance. Monkeys weren't really doing much. Yeah. Everything was like pretty quiet today.
Nice. Should we talk about some video games?
I guess. I'm kind of here for the baby elephant.
Yeah, well, I only played zoo games.
Oh yeah, Zookeeper and
Zoo Tycoon.
What's the baby elephant's name?
Tula.
Okay, cool.
Tula the elephant.
Was there any elephants in Indiana Jones? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
No.
Thailand would have been a good spot for an elephant, but
there was a shocking.
I don't think there was any animals in that.
Yeah, there was not very many animals.
Mm.
I thought for
you
sure
to follow
there
a
was gonna
monkey,
be some alligators or something, but no.
Big old snake.
Yeah, huge snake.
Yes, snake and the monkey. That was it.
And scorpions, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the sand part.
Yeah, you gotta blow them away.
They should have made you blow into the controller speaker.
I agree.
Ugh.
I agree.
What game was that?
I think PT made you do that.
Yeah. I was trying to remember the name of that game.
Wasn't there an Astrobot thing in the rescue room where you blow into it too?
Yes. Yeah.
You have like a
There
big
was
fan or something.
There was like
blow in.
I think it was on the PS4. There was an Astrobot demo where it was like Astrobots in your controller, and like when you would move it or blow into it, they would like fly around and stuff.
Astro's Playroom, right?
That's right.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
That's
right.
the one.
Actually, I don't know. I have no idea. It seemed like a tech demo to me, but
Yeah, it
this was
basically
before Astrobot blew up, you know?
Oh yeah.
Before
Yeah.
he got his own game.
Yeah. He'll never be the same.
No. He's
What's
sold
next?
out.
What are they? What's that Astrobot doing next?
I don't know. I want to play that game.
I do too.
The VR one was awesome.
Are those coming to PC?
I don't know. There's a strong contingent that says, of course it wouldn't come to PC. It's a PlayStation game. It's all about PlayStation.
That's true. I mean, I could see.
But also, I mean, PlayStation fans have PCs and play on PC, obviously. So
yeah,
I don't know. They should be porting everything at this point.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
And it also got Game of the Year. So like, you're just gonna give it another bump once it comes to PC. People will be stoked. So
yeah, there's 2 Astrobots now, right?
Well, there's the PS5 demo that came with the console. I think that's Astro's Bots Rescue Mission, maybe.
But that's the VR,
and then
I think.
Oh, the Rescue Mission's the VR one.
I think that's the VR one.
Okay, yeah,
I had the VR one. It's awesome.
And then there's the Astrobot, the new game, which is it's just called Astrobot, right? It's not called anything else.
Yeah, you're right.
Just Astrobot. So only two.
Know.
Was the VR one included with the VR purchase, like it was like the PS4 and PS5?
It was like a free monthly game. It wasn't right away.
Oh, gotcha.
It was on, I remember it came out later.
PS Plus or something.
Yeah, whatever the subscription thing was, because they were like, they kept you get a free VR game every month.
Right.
And then they eventually stopped doing that because there wasn't enough VR games.
Yeah, they gave them all away. There was it. There was no more.
I mean, that's why I played Super Hot and the
Super Hot was dope.
The roller coaster one. That was,
the roller coaster one that was sweet.
Before wasn't that in the same? Yeah, I was gonna say it's in the Until Dawn universe, right?
Yeah, that game.
Yeah, that was Until Dawn.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Man, that was so fun.
Let's break it out.
I know I have it. Then I got a sub.
Oh, that's right. You have to. I forget that you have to subscribe. That's like that was like 75% of my library for my PS4.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Everything on my PS4 is like free games.
Totally. Yeah, Eric, what'd you play this month? What do you want to start us off with?
Well, I'll start with something me and Nolan just finished. Because last time I talked, I was like kind of at the beginning of indie, and then I ended up beating Indiana Jones like a couple weeks back. So
nice.
That is where I am on that. And
you figured out the Great Circle.
I did. It was round.
And I also beat it today.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, man, that game was awesome. I didn't do the last puzzle. I think you have to like complete a lot of other shit to do the last puzzle, right? Did anyone do that? Do you know what I'm talking about? There's that one room right before you go to the main room.
Yeah.
Off to the right, and he's like, "What is this cavern?"
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's like another. I think you have to figure everything else out. I think that's like the last thing you do to 100% the game.
Oh,
I think.
No, I didn't do that. I was
Seems like you had to get a lot more stuff.
Yeah, I think they were talking about it on GameScoop, and I think he looked it up or something. He had like 99% of stuff, and then was able to do it or something. I don't remember. Yeah, there's definitely like a big puzzle at the end. That's this big room with lights on it. I was not expecting a giant boat battle at the end, so that was fun.
Wait. So are you launching into full story spoilers real quick before, if anybody's listening and hasn't finished Indiana Jones and the Great Circle?
Yeah.
There's a big battleship battle. Like the movie Battleship.
It was wasn't it
I
the
know.
Ark?
Yeah, it was the Ark. Yeah, it was Noah's Ark.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. I thought that was fun.
I
No.
liked it too.
Good.
Yeah.
Especially after like what was we had the Covenant.
Yep.
What was
The Lost
Temple
Ark.
of Doom wasn't really anything
Temple
like
of Doom
magical,
was just
right?
something random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the Goblet of Life. What the fuck is that called?
Mm.
Fountain of Youth?
It was Christ's cup during the Last Supper or whatever.
The Last Supper, yeah.
And
I
then
don't know what it's
Aliens.
called. And then
Right?
and then fucking aliens.
Well, what was the last movie? What was in the last movie?
The Dial of Destiny.
Oh,
Was that one?
that an
I
old
didn't
rotary
want.
phone?
I gave up so fast on that movie.
I fell asleep and just never came back.
The Last Crusade is the third one of the old ones. What is it called? Anyways, yeah, I don't know about that one.
I just wasn't expecting that. They don't talk about it at all in the entire game, and then all of a sudden they're like, all right, here's Noah's Ark.
Well, yeah, it's like a big mystery, right? So the big surprise is that all those pieces from the Great Circle power the wheel of the Ark, which makes it so Noah could transport around the globe to get all the animals. You know, that was one of my biggest beef with the Bible. I was like, how does he get all these animals? They're not all in the same place. And now we know. They solved
Exactly. Yeah,
they solved the mystery.
Now I can finally believe again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, faith restored.
I am now. I actually went to church. I went to church this morning because of Indiana Jones.
Ooh,
oh, great!
Wow.
Yeah, I asked him to show me the Great Circle.
They tell you to leave.
Oh no!
I said it belongs in a museum. As all the stuff on the wall. Yeah, no, it was great. The story was actually really good, fun for a video. It's like a video game story. Way
you
better
don't
than
have to
watching.
discount it. We live in a world where there's good video game stories.
That's true.
No, I know. But
Plenty of excellent video game stories.
But if that was the last Indiana Jones movie, you'd be like, I don't know.
I don't know. I'll give it way more credit than that. It was better than the last two Indiana Jones movies. Like I feel like that could have slotted straight into the original trilogy and been
I would have
real solid.
I would have watched that movie. That would have been great.
Yeah.
You should just cut all the cutscenes together.
There was times where I was like, man, I wish this was just a movie so I could be done with
it. Yeah. What was I
was gonna say my biggest beef with the game though is the
beef corner.
The cutscenes. Too many of them. There was like one point where I'm just like in a library looking at books, and he's like, "Oh yeah, nice book," and it was a cutscene every time you picked up the book. There's like 6 cutscenes.
Oh really?
Yeah, he just kept going. Huh. And then it finally you get the right book, and then Gina's like, "Oh, let me see," and then it's another cutscene. It's just longer. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
The Nolan, did you do the field work in why can't I think of it? The temple you have to go. It's a dream temple. Oh, so fun.
It was very good. Yeah, I like that one. Did you do that, Brian?
I'm trying to think.
Where you lick some toads and you go back to your school?
Oh yeah.
Actually, I did all the field work except for in the last location, and I just happened to do that one. I just skipped like 2 of the field works because I was like, I just want to beat it now. Like, I have too much gold. I know I'm at the end. Like, there's no reason for me to do it. Let's just move it along.
I actually think there's more field work just by going to the new locations because I got a pop up that's like go back to old locations because could be field work available.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, and then I rolled credits and then I waited till the end and it's like your journey doesn't have to be like ending here. You can fast travel and go do all the other missions.
Yeah, and you can go to any location, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, great video game. I would say they should make another, but I think they probably aren't. I think it's done.
That's
what makes
do well?
Did they say that, or
I just don't think it had the numbers they wanted.
I think we'll see when the PlayStation release comes up in March or whatever it is too. That'll probably give it another big boost.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there was some rumblings about them not doing another one, but because I don't know. You really can't do DLC. I mean, you could do DLC, but I just don't think.
There is DLC planned for it.
Is there?
Yeah, that was part of like the Play Early deluxe edition for Indiana Jones. I think it talked about DLC.
Do you get to go back through the whole game as Marcus? Just fumbling around this college and waiting for Indy to call you. I need to know more about him getting fired.
You get a Shia LaBeouf skin.
The Order of the Giant story DLC.
Oh, cool.
Is coming.
Interesting.
This year.
I do like that giant guy. He's good.
I like the giant too. I hated the giant fights though.
Yeah, those were pretty lame.
Yeah,
except for the blind one.
Oh, that one was pretty spooky.
Yeah.
I did cheese it though. I just stood on the railing and just whipped him until he died. And he just couldn't get me. He kept going from like one side to the other, and I just whipped him for like 15 minutes, and then I bonked him and won. And I was
nice.
Like, good boss fight. Honestly, sorry, go ahead.
The mark of a good boss fight.
When we played this in January, Nolan, where were you at? When we talked about it in January.
I was still in
the Vatican. Oh, okay.
Because
went through.
I really went through and did it, like everything in the Vatican. And then I did a lot. It just took me a long time because I feel like the Vatican was huge.
Yeah, it was huge.
They even make it seem like you have to do everything in the Vatican because then there's a voice prompt that's like, I better make sure I do everything before I leave.
Yeah.
And then you're like, so I can't come back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was like getting ready to. It doesn't like stop you from progressing. Like there's nothing that goes like, oh, this is your final mission. Besides like an off comment he'll make like, better go do this before I finish this thing. And I kind of wish that it would just be like, hey, this is like, you're going to not be able to do any more side stuff. So you should go do it now before. But so I think I missed a couple things, but because I started to go to the blimp and it just was like, oh, this is the end.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You know what? You just got to let things go.
Did you guys have any like a favorite area or level or anything like that?
The Arctic was cool. A lot shorter than I expected.
Yeah. I like that section. I mean, I kind of liked it all. Egypt was pretty cool. And I actually really liked the last location. I forget what it's called. But
The one in Thailand or the
yes,
Nazi
the
base?
Thailand one. I just was kind of like ready to be done, so I was like, oh man, I think I would have liked this earlier on.
That's
Yeah.
I made that comment in our Discord. That's like the travel system there is fun, but it's like I'm way past that at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
The boat, I didn't love the boat. It took so long to get
slow.
from one point to another point.
I didn't even use fast travel in the Vatican. I didn't really like think about it. And then like I started using it in Egypt, and because I was like, I want to see everything, but I'm tired of running across the map. And I was like, oh, maybe I should try the fast travel. And I was like, why have you been doing it? Why haven't you been doing this?
I feel like Egypt, there wasn't a lot between the major locations, where the Vatican, even though it was huge, there was a lot of things to see and interact with between the different kind of larger play areas. So yeah, Giza, I was definitely fast traveling a lot more too, especially you go to that town that's like way on the outskirts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you gotta zip back to drop something off. I was like, no, I'm gonna fast travel.
I really, man, there's just something like really old school about this game to me. Like the way it's designed, it just feels like an older game. Like I guess like a Deus Ex or oh man, what's those games called? Not BioShock, but the Defiant or
Wolfenstein?
No, not that old. It's an arcane game.
Oh, Dishonored.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
It was just very fun to like run around and explore, and you're finding all these stuff. Like I thought it was cool that you could find disguises, and you didn't really have to find it if you didn't need it.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, this is gonna make it so much easier to go through this base, and like I don't know, it was really cool.
Yeah,
I made an effort to get that disguise on the last 2 spots just because it helped so much to get through that area quicker.
I didn't get any disguises in the last one. I got them all in Egypt, and the Nazi disguise in Egypt was nice, especially going through like the mines and stuff, because there's just guys on all over the place. But I will say I really disliked the combat. I found I like the stealth, like, and just like hitting people with melee, but like the guns were horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guns were hard for sure.
Yeah, it's like I just kept shooting guys like full like 30 bullets.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is stupid. Like,
yeah. And then if you climb a ladder, you like drop the gun. You're like, I can't climb a ladder with a gun.
No sling.
You got to hit with it, and that's it.
Yeah.
I thought the hand-to-hand combat was fun.
It was fun.
I don't know if you ever picked up a shotgun, but a shotgun works pretty good.
Yeah, the shotgun was okay. Like, it was good on the ship because you're just like guys, and they just line up for you. But
yeah,
I was trying to kill them in the Thailand, and they just could tank like every shot. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna.
There were some abilities that I couldn't figure out.
What
had to do with like grappling with people. You could like grab people.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't have that come up at all.
No, I didn't grapple anyone either. But I just would like anytime a fight would go for like more than me hitting them twice in the face and knocking them out, I almost would reset because I was like, it's just not. It's too clunky.
Not worth it.
Yeah, I was like,
I ended up brute forcing my way through like the last couple towns. I just figured out where like the stash was with the guns and stuff, and would sit up and just shoot people until they like ran to me, and then I would run away. Wait till like the timer went away, and then I would start knocking people out because I realized they weren't like bringing in more units. It's just whoever's in the area.
Yeah.
So you could clear them out. It took a couple turns, but it's so worth it to not sneak around.
Yeah. There was a sloppiness to it that was nice because you could really get away with a lot. Like standing right next to a guy, and you're just like, you're basically in front of him. Like he should be able to see you out of the corner of his eye, but his like cone of vision is so narrow.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
I think it would be funny to see a mod if it like showed the cone or something like that.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I'm curious because it was like,
Yeah.
man, I'm like really like I was in the Vatican and I was sneaking and I was walking backwards, and I look over and there's a guy like leaning against a pole, and I'm just like in front of him, and I was like, can he not see me right here? Like, and I moved over like a little to the right, and then like the the caution bar like starts filling in, but I'm standing right in front of him. I was like, okay, well, he's preoccupied with something, so. But I don't know. It was fun, regardless.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
What about Japan? I really like that section right after the boat. It was super short, but
yeah, I was a little confused. I thought you went back in time for a second. I was like, what is going on here?
yeah, no, just teleported.
I like that that Gina can fly a plane through a building, no problem.
No problem.
I was like, she just flew through a collapsing building. How the hell did she do that?
Yeah,
but
Hollywood magic.
Hollywood, baby.
I think Nolan asked this last time, but I now have the answer. Gina does do the puzzles for you.
I know she does. I was like,
he's like, look at this lever over here. And I'm like,
I was like, stop telling me where to go.
I thought you could turn off like the puzzle hints or something. Did you guys do that at the beginning? There was a way to do that.
I don't know. No. I mean, I didn't see any like hint pop-ups, but
yeah, I just mean Gina doing it. I think you could turn that off or down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I kind of stopped caring after a while. I just was like, it's fine.
Yeah.
But
some good puzzles, some fun puzzles.
Really fun puzzles. Yeah. They weren't like too difficult, but some good ones. I liked it.
There was a couple not the ciphers, but there was a couple little side safes that were a little difficult.
Oh yeah. There was some code breaking ones that were kind of challenging. Or there was like the cloud one. Did you guys see that one?
That the
cloud, it was
when it was gonna rain and stuff or something.
Yeah, there was like 2 documents. You had to look at one, and like it was like it rained. You had to figure out the days that certain cloud formations were, and I didn't really get it.
I got that one, but I didn't get there was another one that's similar to that was like so and so is going to be coming on Wednesday or something. I just ended up Googling it.
Yeah, I Googled it too. But yeah, it was cool though. I mean, I liked that like everything was in your journal too. Like it all was like pretty immersive, you know. It was kind of finicky at times, especially like when you're trying to find like one document that you picked up for like a puzzle. It wasn't always like clear like which one. You just have to remember the names of it, and I was like, man, I did not know which one I'm looking for. And then if you can't look at it at a glance because you got to actually pull out the piece of paper and look at the piece of paper for immersion sake.
Yeah.
So,
that was when you were doing like combinations, you couldn't pull. I was like, why can't I pull the paperwork?
Can I hold it? Can I hold the paperwork in one hand? Yeah. So it was good though. I mean, I didn't mind all that stuff. It added mostly. There was only a couple times where I was like, I'm tired of switching between these like 3 different documents so I can write down a code.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome game.
Good game.
Very
good
fun.
game. Yeah, I loved it. I was very pleasantly surprised by it. Probably talked about it last month, but yeah, just kind of came in under the radar, and what a treat.
Yeah, it was
a real Game Pass gem.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing on that Game Pass, you know.
They've been dropping some games. They've been throwing some heat. lately.
Okay, what about the final fight with Voss? And he's doing karate though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was laughing
love
so hard. I'm like,
that
what is
line
this
he
guy
had
doing?
was so good.
I know.
He empties the guns and he's like, "Try it. I have learned the art of karate."
There's a lot of good American jokes in there.
Yeah, it was good.
When his underling on the ship in the Himalayan mountains, when he's like talking about American cowboys, he's like riding trains, he's like choo, choo. So
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Can't remember the line, but there's definitely some good, well written dialogue going on there.
I like that he overcame his fear of heights for the fear.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that guy kind of died off camera, huh? I didn't really.
That's what I was saying. I lost track of him. I thought he was still alive.
Yeah.
No, he
never came
went down
back.
with the boat.
I was
Didn't he?
kind of expecting him to come back, but he never did.
Yeah.
We didn't even get like
Terminator style or something.
Yeah, he should have been like at the helm as the ship crashes or something, you know.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
Yeah,
I did.
what can you
There
do?
were some times like the facial animations were
Teethy?
teethy, a lot of just like mouth open. Like I'm like, what emotion?
Yeah,
are you
weird, like-
feeling right now.
Do you know-
Weird like side eye stuff sometimes, like they're looking another way and they kind of like freeze, and you're like, what's happening right now?
Indy's
Yeah,
face
they made
definitely looked
Indy.
the best, but
Mhm.
everyone else, I was like, ooh, that looks a little weird. But I
Yeah.
don't,
Gina definitely looked weird
Gina
a lot
looked
frequently.
really weird. Yeah, she
Yeah.
she looked like a puppet, like a Muppet, looking astonished, like like. But yeah, I like it. I hope they make more. It makes me actually want
Same.
to go play Wolfenstein 2.
Mm.
A good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what Machine Games will do next if they
Are they doing any more
Yeah.
Wolfenstein?
not that's been announced. No.
Hmm.
Everybody kind of assumed they were working on a Wolfenstein 3, and then they announced Indiana Jones, and it was like, whoa, shit, that's Machine Games.
Yeah. I love that it was like mostly a melee game too. That is so cool that they like I
Yeah.
was like, man, they're really like a shooter. They're all about the shooters. I'm kind of shocked.
Mhm. Mhm.
They did a great job.
Last time we signed off, I was hyped as all hell to play some Spider-Man 2 on PC.
I forgot about this.
I bought it the day it came out. Saw some of those reviews off the Steam, like people just saying like, oh, it crashes frequently and all these problems. So I'm like, okay. Got home, crashed once, like 20 minutes in. I was like, okay, that's not the worst thing ever. And then was able to play in about another 2 hours. Got pretty far. And then it crashed again, hard crash. So I was like, okay, well that's not great. Then I tried to boot it back up to see if it would work, and my entire PC just turned off. So anytime I would launch the game, my whole PC would just shut off. And I was like, well, that's some crock of bullshit. And couldn't even launch the game, couldn't do anything. And I was like, all right, requested a Steam refund. I was like, I'll get my money back. See if they end up, patching the game, because I was already after the 2 hours, the refund time, and like
Oh,
the 2
really?
weeks.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was like 2.5 hours, but I was like, hey, yeah, like, this game shuts my whole PC off. And I'm sure Steam can see like I launch the game and it just closes or whatever.
Yeah.
So, since then they've rectified the situation though. They did 2 hot fixes and 3 full patches in
Jeez.
3 weeks basically. Started playing it again yesterday. Bought it again. Started playing again.
Did they refund you?
The Steam did refund me. Yeah.
Nice.
And things are working great. Games working great now. I'm back
Awesome.
to. I just started over from the beginning because I wasn't that far, and last night I got back to where I was I got to play a cool Sandman fight in the beginning.
Nice.
Just like Spider-Man
this one,
3, I bet.
Are you Venom right away?
no, you're not Venom right away. They're just teasing Venom right now. You don't really know what's going on with that. You get to play as Spider-Man and Miles Morales, so you get to switch between the two, and they have different abilities, which is fun. Right in the beginning, after you fight Sandman, they introduce Kraven the Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming to New York to hunt all the villains, apparently. Haven't seen him since, but they tease that in the beginning. And then what is Peter Parker's friend's name? Harry?
Harry Osborn?
Harry Osborn, yes. Thank you very much. I couldn't think of the last name. He has some sort of what they kind of tease in the end of Spider-Man and Miles Morales is Harry is undergoing some sort of treatment for a blood disease or something like that. And that's the Venom stuff. So we know that happened, and Harry has just showed back up in the game. He told them all he was traveling to Europe for a long time, or for a while, and that's why he was off the grid. And then he just recently told him that he was getting a cure for this disease or whatever.
Is he not?
So don't know what's going to happen with that.
He's not the Goblin.
No, there's no goblin so far.
Interesting.
In the first two games. Wait, hold on. Was there a goblin?
Because his daddy's the Goblin.
Right. I just don't remember if that comes up in the first game. There's a lot of villains in the first game because you get the Sinister Six and
yeah, I feel like I started playing that game and I fought Kingpin right away or something.
Yes, and Rhino.
Yeah,
Rhino and Kingpin are both pretty quick in there. Yeah, so it seems like I don't think I knew that Kraven was in this one at all. So we're gonna have Kraven, we're gonna have Venom. Who knows what else we're gonna have going on?
Ooh,
This could be a wild time.
Some carnage, probably.
Wild time.
It's gonna be a wild time.
You got Hydra Man in there.
Yeah,
you got Flash
Hydra Man.
Thompson?
I don't know. No idea.
What are the?
No idea.
How many outfits do you have yet? That's the real question. What's the?
Ooh, I have a lot. So there's like outfits, and then you can unlock variations of those outfits. It's like a 2-step process. I think I probably have. I have some for buying the game on PC. They just threw it in, like they were gonna do a pre-order bonus, but that never happened. And then I think I have some unlocked from having trophies in the first game. I think I'm not really sure exactly. So I maybe have 10 for each, 10 for Spider-Man and 10 for Peter Parker and Miles Morales. So
nice. Can you
good amount.
switch
There's
on the
a
fly between them, or is it kind of like broken into chapters? Like,
no, you can switch on the fly whenever you want. Yeah, you can just open up the little menu with your perk tree and all that stuff, and just change the costume.
Nice.
What happens when you're mid mission? Can you not switch?
No, you can switch whatever you want.
Will they do the same mission together?
Oh, they can't have the same costumes. Like Peter Parker and Miles Morales.
If you're doing a Miles mission, you can just randomly switch in the middle of that mission to Peter Parker.
Oh, I just got to the point where you can switch back and forth, because in the beginning it's kind of like now you're Peter Parker, now you're Miles Morales, and then sometimes in the same mission you'll switch between them, but it's scripted. But now I'm at the point where I can switch whenever I want. But I imagine if one of them is on a mission, you're not switching.
Yeah,
that's kind of
Peter Parker. Like there's still like, if you're in a mission area, and you try to web out of it, it's like you're leaving the mission area. You'll forfeit the mission or whatever for if you swing too far out of there. But yeah, you have wings. They added wings this time around. The web wings, pretty sweet. You can get around a lot faster. Super fun to zip around and fly around and all that fun stuff. Combat's good.
How is the map much bigger?
I think it's the same map.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the same map. The combat is a lot like the Batman games where you have combos that you're trying to pull off and different moves and skill sets, and you try to link together as many as you can, which gives you like a focus bar and a focus meter, which does different abilities. But it's a lot faster. You can, than Batman. Spider-Man's more agile superhero. It's just all over the place. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. But
I've
when
still never
Spider-Man
played
2
any of those
broke,
games.
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
You go ahead.
Okay, I just said I've still never played one of those Spider-Man games.
They're good. They're fun.
I had a
They're
hard
pretty
time with the
cheesy,
swinging.
but
Well, it's Spider-Man. I mean,
I couldn't figure out the swinging.
oh, it's so easy.
It was like
Right trigger.
hold and whip and do all those stuff.
There's a lot of things that you can do that add different types of mobility and stuff. It does, like, if I don't play it for at least the last ones, when I didn't play it for a little while and then I picked up the controller, I was like, what button does what? But there's one of those robust glossaries, that has all the button combinations too. So
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can like climb up any building. Like
oh
shoot,
yeah, you can run up any
slingshot
building.
yourself.
Yeah. Fly off the side of it. Real cool. Good stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
So when Spider-Man 2 broke, it broke not only my heart, but my weekend, because I was like, I'm playing this baby all weekend long. So I had to hop on Steam and see what I've bought recently that I wanted to get into. And I played Resident Evil 4, the 2023 remake of the when did the original come out? 20 years ago? 2005. Remake of the 2005 game.
Damn.
It's on the RE engine, which runs great, looks great, performance great. Yeah, the remake is excellent. I did play the original on the GameCube back in the day. And when I started playing Resident Evil 4, I was like, this doesn't seem too familiar. I do remember the chainsaw guy at the beginning. Like, that was familiar. But once I got past that, I was like, this is just really isn't ringing any bells. Finished my play session and I hopped on YouTube and I looked up RE4 GameCube. I was like, oh, it looks like dog shit. That's why I don't remember what any of it looks like. But once I got into like the later chapters, or not even too much later, but maybe like chapter 2 and 3, I was like, when you're down by the lake and you have the boat and that area, if you're familiar, Nolan's nodding his head, yes. I was like, okay, this is really jogging my memory. And then some other spots really popped out. That whole beginning section, like when you start the game, you get to choose your difficulty, and it's like you should start on hardcore if you've played Resident Evil games and if you're familiar with RE4. So I was like, okay, I've played my fair share of Resident Evil games. I could not survive that beginning village section with the chainsaw dude, because you just have to survive for like 3 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that. I was gored and decapitated in so many ways. I cannot begin to tell you.
I think that's where the demo starts, right?
Yeah. I know the demo is that part. I don't know if you get the whole intro where you just basically go into a cabin in the beginning and you find out things are fucked up. And then you go out to the chainsaw section. But yeah. Very, very solid remake.
Nice.
Super fun action game. Definitely not as scary as the newer ones, being in third person, in my opinion. But it's got some spooky shit going on in there.
Yeah. They I feel like they make up for like the slowness of the other ones by like hitting you from behind with like 4 guys will just come in from all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's like you
For sure.
constantly be like rotating and stuff. I remember it being a little heated when I was 18 or whatever when that game came out. So
it feels a little clunkier playing as Leon. He's like turning around is slow, so there is some of that going on. And also the great sound design that they have from the newer games and the other remakes are still there. So there's a lot of creepy sounds. You can hear those guys coming from behind you or behind walls or whatever. So it's got some hilarious stuff that they kept in from the original one. Like there's this whole minecart level.
Oh man, I forgot all about that.
It's so fun. It's so cheesy and so fun. Your buddy that you're with, I can't remember his name, has some hilarious lines. It's still very much an RE resident or an RE game. You know, a lot of cheesy lines and dialogue. Which add a good sense of humor. And you know, that minecart thing is just like, oh yeah, this is a a video game.
Did they remove the you have to escort Ashley around? Does she defend herself now?
No, she does not defend herself now.
Oh, okay.
There is some escorting.
Okay.
And they're mostly fine. You can tell her to kind of stay further back or be like right on you. I don't know if that was in the
I can't remember.
Original one. I don't remember. Yeah, she'll get like incapacitated, and then like the guys will try to carry her away, and you have to like shoot him in the legs and make sure not to shoot her and stuff. Like, you know, if you have a shotgun and all of a sudden she starts getting carried away and you blast at that guy with the shotgun, you're probably in trouble. But yeah, I think it was at about, well, because I replayed the beginning, so I think I finished at 18 hours, but my save file was at like 15 and a half or 16. One thing I noticed in this, and I think it's because we've recently played through the other Resident Evil games, like we did Village towards the tail end of 2023, which is also funny because Resident Evil Village starts in a village and then in a castle, which is just like this game does. I was like, what the heck is going on here? But yeah, just the Resident Evil formula with like the 3 kind of main acts in 3 separate areas. Like this one was very much like you're playing 6 chapters in this area, 6 chapters in this area, 6 chapters in this area, and they're all like, you know, pretty different. Like the village to the castle, you know, like a completely different environment.
Yeah.
And I never really thought that hard about it until I was playing this. I was like, damn, this is like Village is the same way. What was 7? Was it just Resident Evil 7?
No, Biohazard or whatever. Or
no, Biohazard is what Resident Evil is in Japan.
Yeah, but isn't it? What is it?
It was just Resident Evil 7.
I thought it had a subtitle.
It might have one in a different country. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. This Biohazard is the subtitle. But yeah, Biohazard is what Resident Evil is called in Japan, right?
Yeah, because that was the joke. Yeah. That was the joke. They were saying it's Biohazard 7 Biohazard. Like it didn't make sense.
Was it actually Biohazard 7 Biohazard?
No, I don't think they actually. I think they just kept it. I think they switched to Resident Evil. I think.
A lot of weapons in this game, a lot of guns. The stranger sells you a ton, and you do have to like manage your cash pretty well. But I kind of just leaned into upgrading the pistol or the second pistol all the way. And I got like a laser sight on it. It was fucking sick. And then a shotgun, and then a long range rifle. And I eventually bought a second rifle. I kind of had like an old Car 98 looking thing, but then I found then I could buy a semi-automatic marksman rifle. So I kind of had like pistol, shotgun, long range. There's like a bolt thrower, which you can do explosive bolts, but the thing is like so slow. But they're like, you can get your ammo back, and I'm like, that's kind of nice. I tried it for a little while, but there's too many enemies in this game, in my opinion, for that.
Too complicated.
Yeah, and then towards the end, I got a submachine gun, so it's like the same power as a pistol. It just shoots 30 rounds super quick, which was great. One super scary enemy type at the end, which you may remember, it regenerates body parts quickly. So like you shoot off its head, and then it's just like starts twitching out, and its head grows back. And same with like You blow off its legs, and then all of a sudden it's crawling on the ground, and it can like jump out at you. Oh my god, so scary!
I don't remember that, but
Fuck that guy. There's a lot of them. They take a lot of bullets until you get a special attachment for where you can see their weak points. But
nice.
yeah, super fun. Highly recommend it.
How about that knife
inline?
fight?
The what?
How do they handle the knife fight? Is it still a quick time event?
No, they took out the quick time events. You can parry, and yeah, there's some button mashing, but you're not doing quick time actions.
I thought that knife fight was like the sickest thing I'd ever seen when it came out.
Yeah.
But then you think about I think about it now, and I probably didn't even watch very much of it because I'm just trying to do so many QuickTime events.
Yeah.
Not focus on the buttons, not the actual over the top sick knife fight.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely over the top. A lot of flipping knives around.
Yeah, it's great.
Yep.
Loved it.
Yep. Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I think it won a bunch of awards when it came out in 2023. Ultimate Game of the Award. At the Game Awards, it got Game of the Year. So, well deserved. Super fun.
Nice.
I think I was able to pick it up for $20 or something.
I have the PC version of the old one, but not the new one yet. So, but I'll play that when it comes out or when I can pick it up. It looks sweet. I love that game.
I never played it. Too actiony for this old Resident Evil soul.
Yeah. I think I like the action, like the more balanced action one.
The newer ones do a good job with it. They're like, we're gonna be real slow with you, and then like hit you at the end with so much shit.
Yeah, I remember 7 like really going balls to the wall at the end with like the action.
Yeah, once you get the like machine gun in that game, it's so you're just cruising through those mold men.
Yeah, the bees coming at you.
Yeah, Village is so good.
I need to figure out if I can finish that. So I got a brick save on my Steam Deck or something.
Oh, that sucks.
But I think I could, if I load on my PC, I think it'll be okay. I haven't tried it.
Yeah, great game. Resident Evil is so much fun.
What do they got left? I don't think they're not going to remake those crazy ones that no one likes, right?
5 and 6, those got rated by the ESRB, so they should be coming out sometime soon, I would imagine.
That'll be interesting.
But there's nothing announced, so I don't know if it's going to be like
those are all QuickTime events, aren't they?
Well, yeah.
I never played 6. 5, I played a lot co-op, but I don't really remember too much of it.
Yeah, we beat it together, actually.
Yeah.
I remember some weird helicopter fight. You were fighting, what's his name? Wesker? He's back or something? I don't know. Who could keep track?
He's always back, man.
He's always back, yeah.
He's got like sunglasses on. He's always pulling them off and saying things.
He's in one cutscene at the end of Resident Evil 4, but that's it.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Well, there's the girl who kind of helps you the whole game, Ada.
Yeah.
The DLC for the remake. At the end of it, you start playing as Ada.
Oh, cool.
And she's taking the Amber away from Biohazard or from Umbrella.
They added her in the remake of 2, I think. Yeah. There's like some cutscenes in Resident Evil 2 remake where Ada Wong is like talking to you. I don't know if she's in the original. I didn't play as Leon or whatever. I played as Claire.
Oh right, I forgot you had that character choice in that one.
I never finished 2. I never finished it.
Do they do the quality of life where it tells you if you've cleared an area?
Yes.
That's so nice.
on the map. Yeah.
Oh, whew. Just color
it.
being like green. Nice.
Yeah.
Or blue or whatever color it is. It's nice.
Yeah. It's blue if it's incomplete, I think.
I like it.
Yeah. Eric, what else have you been playing this month?
I was gonna say, did Nolan want to go? What do you got?
He talked a lot about Indiana Jones, so I skipped over him to go back to you, but doesn't matter.
Yeah. Once I wrapped Indie, I had my pre-release Avowed ready to go, just itching for that time zone to switch. I couldn't get the hack to work. It was too early, so I had to play it when everyone else was playing it on
You poor
West
sap.
Coast time, at 10 o'clock. No, Avowed. Avowed is the new game by Bethesda.
Obsidian.
Obsidian, that's the one. Yeah, their new game. I think it was being billed as like a Skyrim like, but it
That's
is
so
not.
funny because they said specifically it is not supposed to be like Skyrim, and they don't want those comparisons.
It is not.
Yeah, and then when it came out, like the reviews are so hum, and they're like, "Oh, this is the new Skyrim," blah blah blah, and they're like, "We specifically said it was not going to be like Skyrim."
Yeah, it's awesome. It is the next game in the Pillars of Eternity universe. They're keeping that franchise going. I know people really loved the first and second of that game. And those were like CRPG, so like Baldur's Gate style, the old school ones. And then when they're making this, I think they just wanted to do a different take on, I'm gonna bring up Skyrim. I think they want to do a different take on a Skyrim like. But it's definitely, it cuts out so much of the fat of all those games. It's really unique. The like combat is awesome. So it's first person, but you can switch to third, or yeah, you can switch to third person, which I don't know if that would be fun, because the first person's like, you've got like parry you can do, you can dodge really quick, and it wants you to kind of switch between classes, so you can do two weapon sets. So like you could have a pistol in one hand and a magic wand in one hand, and then you can switch to a mace and a shield really quick. So it kind of wants you to like switch between those stuff. But it feels, I'm trying to think of another game besides Skyrim. In Skyrim when you're swinging your weapon around and you're just hitting the air, but you're also hitting the bad guys somehow, and it's like it just has no weight to it.
Mm-hmm.
This actually, like, when you hit the characters, they actually like kind of move.
Yeah.
So you'll hit like a weird lizard goblin thing, and he actually kind of like, his body reacts, and it like your controller vibrates, and it feels awesome. So it's like the best like first person like melee combat that I've played in a long time. So
nice.
It's really awesome. And then there's like so much other quality of life stuff that's like, encumbrance makes no sense in this game and why they have it, because when you get encumbered, you can just warp items back to your camp stash. you can just break things down while you're like walking around, which is awesome. And it's just really like a fun like go in this fantasy world and mess around. And you got mushrooms on your face.
I was gonna say, how many mushrooms did you go with?
I got a full like wood barnacle mask. And like big wooden horn things.
Nice.
And then I got a big beard sticking out from the bottom, but you can't see my lips. So whenever they like show me talking, I'm just like this.
You just stoic.
No reaction.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Have you played the other Pillars of Eternity games?
No, but they are pretty quick explaining why you have shit on your face.
Yeah, I was wondering how much of the story you need to know, or if it like, if you knew it, would it enhance your Avowed experience, or
so
what?
they mention the last Pillars. It's like Dreadfire or something. I think it's a region. They mention like the events of that a lot.
Okay. I thought you were going to say they mentioned the video game.
No, so
If you've played Pillars of Eternity 2, you would know.
You get this.
Well,
Yeah.
so the first like book you find is a copy of Pillars of Eternity, which is like Lord of the Rings. It's like it's like a book was written about Pillars of Eternity.
Uh-huh.
So you get a little achievement and you pick up the book.
Mm.
But this story here, I'll just tell you the story real quick. The premise:
Yeah,
you are
please.
a godlike character that has been touched by a god, but you don't know which god. There's like, I don't know. I'm just gonna say 7. There's there's a bunch of gods, and one of them touches you, but you don't know which one it is.
Oh no. Starts with religious touching.
Yep. But you're the heir of like a king and a queen. I don't know what they're called in this. You're like the heir of a king and queen, and you come to age where they send you off on your own.
Mm.
And go do your thing and come back and be part of the family again. But they're like, go to this land and figure out why it's this big plague is happening. No small feat.
Mushroom plague, right?
Yeah. It's called the living lands because the land is living and things are turning into like like mushroom version of a bear or mushroom version of a goblin thing.
Oh boy.
I like
But it was described in another podcast. You're basically just a cop. You're like going to this land and like basically like being the authority there and like basically colonizing it. You're called the envoy, so you're the envoy and you're supposed to fix this problem, but you're also can just be a big dick to these people because they're like, what would you do? And you're from a big royal family and you can just like
do whatever
be a
you
jerk.
want.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an interesting character to play. I can't think of another game where you're just kind of like high royal where you are sent to a land to take care of their problem. But super fun. Great game.
Nice.
If you want to stomp around in a fantasy world.
I do. That sounds great. I did pop in for like a hot minute and just played a little bit of the intro and fought a few lizards, and I was like, ooh, this is actually really fun already. I think I might play that soon.
The
I was
biggest
gonna put
beef
it off.
people have had is that beginning part.
Really?
Because it's a tutorial section. And
Right.
people are kind of like, why is this a thing? Like, just drop me in the world.
Oh.
Like,
yeah.
it's like, here's how you sneak. Here's how you,
That's like
you jump over stuff. I know.
Every game.
But it's long.
Yeah.
Um,
They do need to stop doing that. Everyone knows how to crouch.
yeah.
But
also, don't buy, if you're gonna play it, my one advice: don't buy weapons in the beginning because you go and they just have it all. That shit's all over the ground. There's like a merchant when you get off this thing, and I went over and I was like buying something, and then you go to do your first mission and you find all that stuff just laying on the ground.
Mm.
classic.
Are you playing on Xbox or your PC?
Xbox, but I have it loaded on PC too because the cross save is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same thing with Indiana Jones when I was playing it. The difference in graphics quality is crazy.
Between Xbox
Because I have the Xbox S.
Right. Yeah.
Everything's just very muddy. You can see the edges of like material and stuff, but
Yep.
yeah, fun. I excited to play more. I'm glad it's short. It's
Me
not
too.
short, but
yeah. But as far as like RPGs go, open world RPGs, it's a shorter one for sure.
Yeah.
It's like 30 hours compared to 120 or whatever.
I wish they would have leaned more into like the Outer Worlds humor.
Oh yeah.
That's another game. But it's definitely not as goofy as you think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's more serious.
I mean, I guess if it's coming off of, if it's part of like Pillars of Eternity, which seems like a pretty dry fantasy setting, makes sense that it's not goofy like Outer Worlds. But
yeah,
They also got the voice.
Fable's going to be the goofy
If that
fantasy
ever
game.
comes out,
It'll come out.
will it?
Yeah. You think it's just not going to come out?
I mean, I was joking, but it's been so
Oh.
long since it,
Yeah.
so, and it's been passed on between so many people. And I mean, is it even Fable if Peter's not making it?
Yeah, Peter's making his God Hand game.
I don't know. I've never played any Fable, so.
Oh, really?
Oh
man, they were great.
Second one was really good.
Yeah. I remember when those games came out, it was like they said you could do anything in those games. And now you look at it and it's like super, super basic. But
yeah. It had the stupid like meter. It's the same thing that was in like KOTOR where like you could be good or evil.
You
and
just
there's a slider.
And that's what the ending you got. I feel like that was also like the time period. Like BioShock did it, like Mass Effect.
Totally. Mass Effect, yeah. That's what made an RPG an RPG. It's like we have this good evil slider.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this game people are comparing it to Mass Effect 2 just because kind of the way you have you can have two party members and you have to like pause the game and use a radio wheel to like do their actions and stuff. So and
nice.
the guy who plays Garrus is in this game, the actor.
Oh, cool.
Is it pretty polished?
Yeah. I haven't encountered any bugs or anything. I mean, mocap close up of faces stuff, can be kind of janky, but
dude,
bug free.
There's some goofy looking guys in that game.
Oh yeah, the first guy is like the
little blue troll man.
He's the worst.
At least he doesn't have like a Jar Jar Binks voice or something.
No, and like once you get past that section, I don't even know if you interact with him again. I mean, fingers crossed you don't.
Nice.
Nolan,
right.
What else you been gaming after
All
Indy?
Right. So I've had kind of a busy couple months between Indiana Jones and just the various other hardo games I was playing. I wanted something chill.
What's a hardo game?
Just like
Tarkov and
got it.
That
kind of shit. Just tedious games.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to just play something goofy, and I wanted to play this game for a while, and it's on Game Pass now. It's called Journey to the Savage Planet. Employee of the Month is just the, I think it's like the Game of the Year version.
Oh. But I was wondering, I thought this was a separate game when you wrote it down. I was like,
I'm playing Employee of the Month. This game is, I would describe it as kind of like it's kind of like an easy, chiller, funnier Metroid Prime. You're like you crash on a planet. You are doing like you're scanning the wildlife. It's kind of Metroidvania-ish, where you need to have certain powers and do puzzles, and then fight kind of alien bosses. But you're also like scanning and like you have to take samples of them and stuff. And it's kind of just like a first person exploration Metroidvania game. It's been really fun. It's the humor is kind of like Outer Worlds ish, like that kind of like corporate future or like corporate sci-fi thing, like where like this, like every time you teleport, the game like kills you and then like rebuilds you as a clone, and your like AI voice is like making jokes about that kind of stuff, and like you being a great employee, or like all the versions of you being great or whatever. And yeah, it's great. I don't know. It's just been really fun. I don't remember. I guess it came out in 2020. It seems kind of like a low budget game to me a little bit, which is like some of the textures and stuff are like, especially like on the rocks and stuff are like really, I thought it was older than that actually. So, but yeah, it's good. There's a lot of like, videos that you on when you're on your ship, like you have to like go back to your ship and like 3D print equipment and stuff. And every time you go back, there's like a different commercial that the corporation that you work for sends you. It's like just like a little like 2-minute comedy bit, and there's actually quite a few of them, and they're pretty good.
Nice.
It's kind of like it's like Tim and Eric kind of goofy shit, which is good. Yeah.
So is it? It's like a full single player campaign.
You
It's
can
like
play. You can play co-op. You can play
okay.
4-player co-op. I've just been playing it by myself. I thought it was going to be more like survival, like crafting kind of thing. So, but it's not really that, besides like you finding, a few types of material to craft new weapons. But it's not like cut this tree down, make a bow, like a spear kind of, and then like craft your way all the way up to like full armor, guns, and a spaceship or whatever. But yeah, so it would probably be pretty fun in 4-player. I'm sure they give you ways to goof off with each other. So, but yeah,
nice.
I like.
Is it kind of borders lands-ish?
A little, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I was just thinking of the humorous corporation videos. They had a lot of that stuff in Borderlands.
Yes. Yeah, it is kind of like that. I think Borderlands is a little more crude.
Potty humor.
Yeah, and this is more kind of like, I would say like it's more like your AI is more like the AI from Portal than this.
Got it.
But yeah.
Nice. Looking at screenshots remind me of that. Why can't I think of it? The Rick and Morty guys game.
Yeah,
High on Life.
Yeah, High on Life.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's got a similar vibe, a similar kind of humor style as like a Rick and Morty or whatever. But I will say it's been really fun, and it's also really short. Like I've only played like 5 hours, and I think I'm at the end. So I'm like, this is great. I'm loving this.
7 hours on the how long to beat.
Yeah. But
nice.
So when you like wake up in your ship, you have to like do your kind of admin AI test thing, and she's asking you all these questions, and then like they show a bunch of photos, and it's like, pick who you like, is this you? Like, what do you see when you look at yourself in the mirror? And there's like a bunch of just like photos of people, like they didn't make art for it. And there's just a photo of a dog. And I was like, oh, that's funny. I'll be the dog. So yeah, you pick the dog, and then you bark and like make growls and sound. But every time you teleport, it's the game kills you and then just clones you. So you're just whimpering and like crying dog sounds. And I'm like, I shouldn't have picked the dog. This sucks. I just thought it would be funny to have a profile pic of a dog rather than just some random person.
Yeah.
But so if you ever play this game, just don't pick the dog. So,
yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. Good game. I like it a lot. If you like first person platforming. If you don't, maybe don't play it.
Skip it.
There's a couple sections right now that it's just like you're platforming through the sky kind of thing.
Chain together.
Yeah, it's like it's
chain together.
This is exactly like chain together.
Nolan, are you still playing Stalker 2, or did you put that down until
I'm just holding off.
Improved? Okay. mean, curious how that game is doing now. So
I install it and play it for like 20 minutes at a time, and
yeah,
it's running a lot better now.
yeah,
I feel like the people who talked about it earlier were like huge stalker heads.
Mm.
And though, Discord's always like, if you like Stalker, you'll like Stalker too.
Yes. Well, there's
you
like
know what you're getting into.
there's like the old. It's so different now because Stalker Anomaly. There's just like a bunch of modded versions, and like people played Stalker, but more people play these like modded ones because people started modding it right away, which added like a bunch of extra kind of, it can be, there's like all sorts of insane mods for Stalker, and there's a lot of like extra survival stuff in those. And the old Stalker, which I just played in leading up to Stalker 2, is actually like a lot more arcadey and, like not as like immersive as like the Anomaly one. So leading up to Stalker, reading the Reddit, people were like, some people were saying like, oh, this feature, like if this feature is not in the game, then it's not Stalker 2. But then the old guys are like, oh, that wasn't in Stalker. Like that you're playing like a modded one. So there was so much like beef between the community just leading up to it.
I feel like that's Fallout New Vegas too. It's like people love New Vegas, and then whenever there's a new Fallout game coming out, they're like, why isn't it like New Vegas?
Yeah.
And that's like a sub, people basically modded Fallout and made Fallout New Vegas. But I mean, inside
Obsidian
Bethesda
made it.
stuff.
That's why it's
I was
good.
gonna say also Obsidian.
I just keep saying Bethesda. They're too big.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like modded Fallout is better than Fallout. Especially Fallout 4. There's some cool mods for that game. But
yeah, I want to check that London one out.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm gonna probably play Stalker 2 soon though.
Okay.
I'm in no rush, so
right.
Let it cook,
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after so many people talking about UFO 50, there's 50 great games in UFO 50. I bought it back in December maybe, and I didn't really give it a shot. And I started listening to the Besties podcast, and they were going over their best games of 2024, and I think UFO 50 ended up like 2 or 3, and everybody was just raving about it. And I was like, all right, I got to stop what I'm doing on my Steam Deck, and I'm just going UFO 50. So sorry, Prince of Persia, the Lost Crown. Setting you aside for now. I'll come back. But I just wanted to experience what the UFO 50 has to offer. If anybody's unfamiliar with it, it's a game, basically, a compilation of games that were developed by this fictional developer called UFO Soft, and the game has all 50 of these are in the default display order is in chronological order. So it's like the whole history of this developer, and there's all sorts of I guess they're kind of like NES, SNES, older arcade style games. But I guess as you're going through it, you can kind of see how this developer grows and learns new things, and they kind of pull things from old games and stuff. And apparently a lot of them are really good, some of them not good. But I'm going through chronological order is how I have decided that I want to play this. And then some of them I've played for more than others. Some of them like, okay, I get what this is. Like it doesn't have a good enough hook for me, and I move on, which actually has only happened with one of them. So I played the first 5 games in UFO 50. Do you guys want to hear about them? How much do you want me to talk about this?
I have also heard a ton about UFO 50 and have a hot tip for you, but there's one game, I know you're going in order. There's one game that runs stuff in the background. And people recommend you start it early. So stuff runs while you're playing the other games. So you could still do them in order. I would look that up.
Okay. I know there's definitely some menus and stuff you can get into that ask for like codes and things like that. So there's some sort of meta thing happening here, which I'm not really sure of.
This is just a later game.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the whole point is it's supposed to be built on like older software or whatever.
Yeah.
And people were saying like, how would this game run on an old cartridge? Because it's battery powered. So yeah, that's just there's a little tip if you want to look up what that is. So when you do get to that game, you'll actually have a bunch of like resources and stuff to like do things in it.
Okay.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
So is there a story in this game?
So there,
or is it just kind of like a small premise?
So there's the small premise, but the overall here there was a little blurb on it. Hold on one second. Let me find where it is. Because I was just looking at this gameplay. I guess so the story is that the UFO 50 compilation or whatever, it was like being developed to show off UFO soft, but then this game that they were making like never was actually released, and they found it in like a warehouse or something. So it's like an unfinished compilation of
cool.
But it says within the game are references to the metagame and a secret storyline about the fictional game development studio UFO Soft.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
It's
cool.
I think it's supposed to be kind of like the Atari collection, and what's that other one that came out?
Yeah,
the Tetris.
It reminds me of like a Zachtronics game, like Last Call BBS, like where you have like a compilation of games on an old emulator or on an old PC.
Yeah, that's basically it. Cool. So in the thing of 50 games, you can click on each one. And it kind of gives you like the plot of the game too, and it also gives you like the history of the game, like who developed it. There's like fictional developers, and some of these games even have like sequels and stuff. And I guess they span all sorts of genres. Some of them are even multiplayer too. They have like co-op and versus, like couch co-op modes.
Oh, cool.
This
game looks awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool so far. I've played. So Barbuta is the first one. It is an adventure platforming game. It is very obtuse. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing in that game. And there's kind of just like a map, and your character can move left and right, and he has a sword. I think I played this game for like 45 minutes, and I still have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So I popped off that one. The next one's Bug Hunter. It's a strategy game, like a puzzle strategy game. You basically are trying to survive these spawning and mutating bugs, but you get to move a certain spots. It's like a tactics game, and you have different weapons and stuff that you can buy. There's some pretty cool how the weapons are randomized, and you can swap them in and out, and you basically have energy that you can use per turn. Kind of feels a lot like Into the Breach. Just looks a lot more old school.
Yeah, I think people really love that one. There's a couple that people are like, this should just be the entire game.
Yeah, I think that's it. There's a lot of that. Ninpek is the third one I played. It's an arcade action platformer. You're a ninja, but the screen is constantly moving. If your character stops, even he's moving with the screen, so it's kind of hard to like platform because either yourself or the level's moving. But then there's a lot of projectiles and stuff being thrown at you in this one, and you're just trying to get a high score basically.
Yeah.
Paint Chase is another one I played. It's an arcade game. You're a car, and there's other cars, and your trail is a certain paint color, so you're trying to fill in more than the enemy cars in a level by a certain time limit. So basically, I think Splatoon, but arcade version. Because right, isn't that what you're doing in Splatoon? Just trying to cover everything with your color, basically.
Yeah.
And then the one I'm playing, the Paint Chase, I bounced off pretty quick because I'm like, okay, I get it. There's a little bit of a puzzle to it. But I dive back into some of these every once in a while. And then Magic Garden is the one I'm playing right now, and I played this one quite a bit. It's super quick. It's supposed to be like an arcade style game that would eat your quarters alive. You're high score chasing in this one, but you basically collect these. It's a grid, maybe like a 20 by 20 grid, and a mushroom will sprout up on it, and you have to collect it and try to deposit it into another area. So you end up with like a long trail of mushrooms, basically, and enemies are spawning and attacking. So it's super fast paced, and you're just trying to collect them all and get high points. And that one's really fun because if you die, the game's over. But then you start up real quick. So very colorful in that one. It's good. It's good.
What's the music like? It looks like.
Ooh, I'm usually don't have headphones on when I'm playing this, or it's like very quiet on my Steam Deck because like mine is watching TV or something, or I'm just trying to unwind at the end of the night. You know, I'm not popping in headphones for that. So it's a good question. I'll report back next month because I'm going to play more of these. Or maybe I'll knock out another 10 or something and give you the highlights.
I looked up the thing I was talking about. It's game. I'm just going to tell you the game number. I'm going to tell you the name. Number 44. So that's like if you're going to go all the way through, that's why people recommend starting that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too worried about like spoilers or anything, so I'll send me what you're looking at, and I'll see if it's worth my time to do that.
Yeah, so the game runs while you're playing UFO 50.
Yeah.
It's like a Farmville.
Okay. Got it. UFO 50, so I played it for about 3 hours for those 5 games. Couple not as much as the other, but yeah. Each one you can 100%. They have some sort of condition where you 100% it. I think it's called you get a cherry. You cherried it or something. So, yeah, very cool concept. No idea how somebody could make all because I think it's just one dude who worked on this game.
It's the Splunky dev.
Is it?
Oh, is it really?
Wow,
I think it's third.
Sick.
Oh, sorry. The games are a collaborative effort by 6 developers over the course of several years, similar to a long-form game jam, according to the Wikipedia. So, yeah. Cool game so far. I'm excited to see more. I'm excited to play more.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
I put it on my wish list.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to drop.
Oh, of course you are. Couldn't find $20 in those pockets of yours.
I just spent $20 on like 6 games. I guess it's 50 games. So what am I?
Yeah, it's 50 games.
The
value, the dollar to value ratio.
Yeah.
I guess it's $25.
No, I just didn't have. I've heard so much about it. It just hasn't been on my high up on my list.
It's only 50 cents a game, Eric.
Oh my god, that's like going to the arcade.
That is a hot deal.
Yeah. Hot deal.
I wonder if that's how they figured the price.
Maybe
to be like a arcade machine, a little ARG Easter egg there.
Maybe
that's the whole meta game. It's the end of the game is the CEOs talking about how much they should price UFO 50 for.
Yeah.
They don't do any documentary stuff. It's just text.
Right. Not that I found. could be maybe it's in the hidden files, but yeah, it would be cool if there was like some videos or something, or like a little video blurb on each one. But that is, you're just adding. You want this game to be $25? You just made it $35, Eric.
Yeah.
With your video production.
I know. I looked at
Budget.
the Tetris one,
Mhm.
and man, I want to play those games, but I also don't want to play like 6 versions of Tetris. Like I like that game, but I don't want to. I think the documentaries are more interesting to me, and then I don't know if those are just online somewhere.
I don't know.
There's documentaries to this game.
No. Like the Tetris collection.
There's like a newer Tetris collection that came out that has like a bunch of versions, and there's like a little mini doc on each one.
Cool.
Like the Atari collection they did that with recently.
Yeah, Tetris Forever. But they couldn't do certain ones because there's like that weird history with Tetris where it's like it was smuggled, from Russia. So there's only there's 2 developers.
Yeah, I saw the movie. I saw the Apple TV.
I didn't know. I didn't watch the movie. I assume
100% accurate. I'm told.
I was gonna say I assume it's really accurate.
Do we have any other games you guys wanted to shout out or talk about this month that you've been playing?
That was pretty much it for me. I played some Balatro while I was in Colorado.
Ooh, Balatro. Now that's a goddamn video game.
Pretty good. I had to restart on my phone, but
yeah, it sucks they don't have cross save for that.
It's okay. I don't really mind. It's still very fun. I also haven't played
Nolan.
a lot. I will say.
I'm not doing it for that reason. I can't.
You can't.
What?
I'll be hooked. I already know I'm.
Oh yeah.
I can't do it.
It's good. It's addicting. It's real easy to just go, oh man, one more. One more. And then like each run is like 40 minutes. And that's like half of a run.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Good game.
Yeah. Good game.
That's it though. Yeah. I haven't been playing anything else.
All right. Well, what's March got for you guys? I'm going to keep playing Spider-Man 2 and UFO 50. Actually, how long is Spider-Man 2? Let me check. I don't think it's very long. Under 20 hours, I would assume. I would hope. Jesus Christ. 17 hours. That's a good video game length right there.
That's a good length.
Yeah.
That's how long RE4 was. So I finished that in, I don't know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So maybe I'll probably be done with Spider-Man 2 by the time we record in end of March.
I'll probably keep going on Avowed. That's a fun pick up, put down game. I'm not too interested. But then once I got that, I downloaded all the Pillars of Eternity games. So we'll see if those happen.
Are you gonna put Avowed down and play? Are you trying to figure out if you're gonna put down Avowed and play Pillars of Eternity, or are you gonna just kind of play them both at the same time?
I might do them both. I loaded up Pillars of Eternity because we kickstarted that however that first one came out.
Yeah, so long ago. I forgot that it was a Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's definitely a product of its time. I'm curious if the second one's any different, but it's very, very old school, like Baldur's Gate games. And here's my biggest beef so far. To
Beef corner.
To move the camera around, it's the arrows on the keyboard, not WASD.
Oh. Well, why you can just re-keybind that though, right?
I'm going to have to, but I was just I'm playing the game and I'm used to Baldur's Gate where I'm ooh, zipping all around, and then this is
so smooth.
Yeah. So now I have to go in and rebind everything. That's what I was asking in our Discord if the Xbox, if the controller version, if they have one, and I don't know if they did do that or not.
Well, but yeah, I think I'm gonna play. I think I might start Avowed, but Monster Hunter Wilds comes out next Friday.
Next Friday,
and I think
calling your name.
I'm gonna get it. I played a bunch of Monster Hunter World with Poltergeist, one of the many people in our Discord. and
Yeah, the
Stu-
great Discord.
and those games are so fun. And this is like an open world one, and now I know how to play them, so I feel like I can cut through some of the bullshit and just enjoy the game. I'm prepped. So,
Are you
Nice.
sure? Are you sure you know how to play?
well, I don't know how to
Do
play.
you know how to play that the whistle sword, or
the, the insect glaive, where you have to make a bunch of. I think you have to make a bunch of potions or something and put them on your staff, and they give you bonuses. No, I don't know how to play all those. I play a very basic lance. I take
That's
a lot
right.
of hits, and I just poke the dragons basically.
Ooh, I'll give you one Avowed hot tip. Ranging sucks. Don't do ranging.
Oh yeah, everybody says Rangers.
Really?
The bow is trash.
Oh.
Everything swarms you. Like everything swarms you.
Mhm.
So you get like a shot off, and then you're switching to a sword anyway. So what's the point?
Mm.
But I'm sure Monster
Yeah.
Hunter's different.
You need a stronger bow.
They got a
Yeah.
they got a big old bow in that game and a bow gun.
Can you range pretty well in that game?
Yeah. Lots of people do it. It's a harder weapon to do, I think, but yeah, I don't know. There's all sorts of crazy shit in that game. We could I could go on for way too long, and I'm not going to. So
I will bring up one more honorable mention, Nolan. You inspired me to re-download Returnal. So
Ooh, nice.
maybe I'll sprinkle that in sometime this month.
nice.
I'm still worried about trying to hop back into that game
Really?
because you're just wrapping my head around the mechanics and stuff again.
Mm.
We'll see. It's been a while. It's been a while.
That game was smooth as hell. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Do you think the next one's gonna be?
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
obviously, it's kind of in the same. Do you think it's part of the same world, or do you think it's
I
just?
think it is.
No.
I think they said it was.
They said. I thought they said it was not.
Oh.
Said specifically, it's not.
Oh.
I think,
Yeah,
they
that's what I
said
mean.
inspired by they talked about it on a podcast. The quote was like they want Returnal to stand on its own and not be tied to something else. But I know it's obviously like the same gameplay. I think they said Returnal inspired gameplay or something like that. What's that called?
Soros. It's
Soros, yeah.
SAROS.
Or, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty stoked. I
Yeah.
like the guy they got.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
It's
Is he an actor?
it's what's that Australian game gal? It's her boyfriend.
Hmm.
The blonde girl. She used to be
Alana.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's in like all the I don't know. I can't think of the shows right now, but Mike Flanagan shows. You guys are really horror guys, so you probably don't know what I'm
Yeah, I don't know where you're.
No idea. What you're
Everything
talking
you're saying is over my head.
He was in Midnight Mass and The Fall of the House of the Usher, stuff like that. So
I never. Haley
Pretty
watched
good.
those. I didn't watch those.
I liked him. I
Yeah.
like him, and I love House Marquee. So that's a triple win.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's your lives
see.
going down as you get hit by like 50
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
laser beams.
Hell beams. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. That's it though. 2 monster RPGs.
Woo.
And yeah. Pillars of Eternity also sounds fun though.
Yeah, I'm gonna this. All this is just me delaying finishing Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes. I thought you finished
Maybe
it
I'll-
actually, but
I'm so close. I'm just like I'm at everyone's like final mission, and I don't want to
you just don't
Throw
want
my-
to leave.
throw my group out there like that.
I didn't just start over. Do it again. Run it back.
Oh my god! Yeah,
Change it all. Change it all.
Another 120 hours.
Yeah. I mean, 2 Pillars of Eternity games that Avowed probably put you right about the same, the same amount. Okay, that'll do it for us for the month of February. If you guys could share the podcast, leave us any reviews on Apple Podcasts or your podcast provider of choice, that'd be great. Feedback, we'd love to hear it. videogamerations@gmail.com. If you go to our Twitter, you can find a link to our Discord. We'll let you know when we go live there, and you can join the conversation on stream with us. Talk about what you're playing. Talk about what we're playing. Talk about the video games.
Yeah, talk about.
You can
all
also
those
mail
video
us
games.
big bags of cash too if you want.
Well,
yeah,
of course.
I just thought I'd put.
We don't
it
have a
there.
PO box though, and I'm not
prefer a
gonna-
Venmo. I don't think it's safe to send cash through the mail, Eric. I don't think you're supposed to do
And
that.
a comically large bag with a money sign on it.
Just
don't do
send
that.
us your change.
Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, Cash App.
I was gonna
What
say there's so many of them.
Yeah. All right, boys. Been real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See y'all later.
Yeah, good gaming. Good.
Good game. Good game.
Both teams play hard.
All right. See you guys.